I was in middle school, so that was quite a while ago. But the shame is that things haven't changed that much. But because I'm fairly bilingual, when new students who were immigrant students and whose native language was Spanish came into the classroom, we sat in the back of the classroom. I was told to sit with them and to translate what the teacher was saying. So I think that that's an example of what's still unfortunately going on with Miriam Flores' daughter, that the educational system, it should be prepared for these children, but it still isn't prepared for them. And I think that that's a national shame. Possible consequences are what we're seeing now, and it really isn't surprising. When your child is educationally neglected so that they don't have proper access to resources, to programs, to teachers who understand their native language or their culture, you get tremendous dropout rates. And that's what we're seeing in New York City and what we see in Nogales, Arizona. And so it's no surprise. And it's tragic because we're talking about huge disparities in dropout rate and huge disparities in underachievement. By putting in place strong programs and requiring that school districts fund them well, we are dissolving barriers. We're not just dissolving language barriers, we're dissolving achievement barriers. And when you dissolve achievement barriers, you're dissolving socioeconomic barriers and lifestyle barriers. So it's a whole complicated situation, or I should say, it's a whole complex of it's almost, things are related to each other, whether it's English fluency, achievement, dropout rates, segregation. Children who are given the resources to deal with all those things are children that are going to be able to cross barriers, cross cultural barriers more easily. I think when we think about civil rights, we think about race and we think about ethnicity. Sometimes we think about national origin, but language is just as much an aspect of personality and an aspect of, and is also a marker, the way race is a marker, as any of the other civil rights categories. So I think, yes, that language should be considered part of the civil rights. And I think when we put it as part of civil rights, we bring in all the history of struggle that has gone before us since Brown versus Board of Education. And that gives it a kind of moral standing. It makes people aware that language is as important as those other characteristics.